Hello. I was going to say good morning, but morning is over. It's Theresa, Ketofatgurlnomore. To those of you that watched my video where I did the walk and ramble today, I found my way home. Can you believe it? I had to ask somebody for directions. Luckily, I'm not a man, huh? And I can do that. It's an elderly Mexican gentleman, and he helped me find my way home. Okay, so today's video is, what is it? It's a tag. I was not tagged, but I wanted to do this video. 7 weird things about me. I seen a couple others do this video and I was like, I want to do this one. I know I'm really weird. Come to find out, I'm not as weird as I thought I was. So I asked Gabby, thinking, you know, it's a teenager. She's going to have all kinds of weird things to say about me, right? So I say, Gabby, what's weird about your mom? She thinks about it for a second. She says, I don't know. I let her think about it for a while, and then she said, that thing you do with your tongue. So, this is what, okay, look, I think this light is too bright. What do you think? Is it better like that, better like that, or better like that? Which one? Okay, I'm going to sit here playing with the lights. I think right there is the best. Okay. So when I'm in deep thought, I run my tongue across the bottom of my teeth and it makes a clicking noise. And I never in my life knew that I did this. I must probably have done it my whole life. And I want to say when Gabby was about 4 years old, she started telling me, stop making that noise with your tongue. So that's what she's talking about. She says it's weird. So since she could only think of one thing, then I call my husband up and I say, babe, can you think of anything weird about me? I'm doing this tag video. I got to say some things, you know, that are weird about me. And I think I'm pretty weird. So what's weird about me? He's like, I don't know. I can't think of anything weird about you. You're normal. I didn't think I was normal. I don't really know what normal is. What is normal? Put it in the comments. Then he says, oh, and at the same time as he says, oh, Gabby goes, oh, that thing you do with your feet. So I guess I am pretty weird after all. So if I'm sitting beside a family member, which as far as I know, I've only done it to my husband and my daughters. But my husband says a couple years ago, I did it to my dad. And my dad said, Theresa, what are you doing? So when I'm sitting next to a family member and say we're watching a movie or we're just all having a discussion or whatever, I will start rubbing my foot along their ankle or along the top of their foot. And I'll do it for a while, I guess. I don't even realize I do it until they say, ew, leave my feet alone. So I guess that's pretty weird, right? That was number 2. So, number 3. Now this I think is weird. Anybody else that does this, if you do this, please tell me. Okay, I'm pretty OCD about this. Whatever blanket I use at night, because I always pull the blanket up like over my ear and my cheek. Whatever blanket I use at night, I don't ever want it to have touched my feet. So like say you take the blanket off the bed and you go lay on the couch with it. So this is how terrible I am about this. I will write on the inside of my blanket where nobody else can see with a black Sharpie, top and bottom. And my family think I am so weird, but I gross out so bad about germs on my feet because I'm always barefooted. I never wear shoes unless I go outside. And then I'm usually wearing my flip-flops, like Joni said. She's always wearing her flip-flops. That's me too, in the summertime at least. In the wintertime, I'll wear socks or slippers. Mainly, can't talk here, mainly slippers in the house. But the rest of the year, it's all about going barefooted. I'm just like, I don't like the confinement of the shoes. So anyways, that is not one of my weird things, because I know a lot of people don't like to wear shoes. The weird thing is that I don't like the blanket. If it touches my feet, I don't want it near my face. I will wash it. Okay, let me see. Oh, and this is not one either, but my husband says the weirdest thing about me is that I no longer eat tortillas and I'm Mexican. So he laughed while he said that, because I have not eaten a tortilla in a year. Even though I've only been on keto for 9 months, I was doing low carb before keto, and I haven't touched a tortilla. Except for the one tortilla that I ate when my mom made tortillas. I think it's been over a month ago when my cousin came to town. Okay, let's see. Number 5. I don't know if this is weird, but growing up, I went to 22 different schools growing up, and I wasn't an Army brat. We just moved a lot. A lot. So, I don't know if that's weird or not. Number 6. I almost died in 2001, and I was all alone. And, yeah. My gallbladder ruptured, and I drove myself to the hospital by myself. I was in the ICU for 2 days, and I was in the hospital for a week. And I think I had maybe one visitor was a lady that was watching my daughter. She brought me some books. And somebody from the church came and brought me flowers. And Mary came. Of course, Mary came. And Mary picked me up and took me home. And my tia, my Nina Lupi. She told me I had to come live with her. But Mary had me go stay with her for a week. Or it might have been 2 weeks. And she took care of me. And let me have her daughter's bed, took care of me, and took care of my daughter, fed her, made sure she got to school every day. I'm talking best friend here. That's what Mary is. But I did the same for her a couple years later when she was sick. So that's what friends do for each other. But anyways, yeah, I almost died. And there is a story that goes along with that. I know you guys like story time. But so one day maybe I'll tell the story, because it's a pretty interesting story. So, okay, so number 7 would be I am, like, deathly afraid of fire. Like, when I was a little kid, the very first time I was 5 years old, I was sitting at the kitchen table, I was coloring, and my mom must have been lighting the oven underneath, whatever, and the sucker blew up on her and caught her hair and her eyebrows and everything on fire. And I remember running outside. My Theo was out there and my dad, and screaming, "Mom's on fire." So that was my first encounter with fire. Mind you, none of these encounters have been with me personally. Second encounter, my dad growing up was pretty silly and goofy, and maybe didn't always think before he did things. But I remember one time him putting lighter fluid on the fireplace and it blowing out into the living room, and I thought it was going to catch him on fire. And so I remember screaming and crying. I would literally violently shake, and my mom would have to grab me and hold me because I would be so afraid. And I want to say it stemmed from being 5 years old and seeing my mom catch on fire. And then the third time, my dad got drunk, and this is, of course, before we became Christians. And we're at a campground, and I want to say I was about 9 or 10, and he started jumping over the fire pit, and I think his pant leg might have caught on fire or something. But I remember my mom screaming at my dad and telling him, Teresa's afraid of fire, and took me in the tent and held me while I cried myself to sleep. So now as an adult, I find myself, whenever I'm around fire, I feel like anxiety a little bit. Not a lot, not bad, but I am fearful of it, and it's a scary thought. So anyways, that's 7 weird things about me. Please comment below if you have weirder things, or you think my things are really weird. Or also tag your it. If you want to do this tag, go for it. I wouldn't even know who to pick, because I don't really know who's got weird things going on in their lives or their personalities or whatever. But I think I'm pretty weird. I think y'all know me well enough. You probably think I'm pretty weird too. So anyways, y'all have a beautiful, blessed, Monday? And enjoy your families. Bye-bye.